guys, and welcome to Mississippi Presents Story Time. Settle in and get ready because we're going to have a little story today. I've got myself a raspberry lemonade water enhanced, as it were, and a king cake vape, and we're just going to relax and play a game. Now, for those of you who don't know, we're going to play mostly narrative-driven games. And I've had this game planned for some time. It's called Sakura Spirit. Now, let's show you the title screen. There it is. So, what's actually the day before I planned on actually sitting down recording this, and by that I mean, since it's a new day, like a few hours ago, probably several, let's say, I found out this is a bit of an adult-oriented game, and I may actually have to do a little extra editing. But that's okay. We're going to play it anyway because this is what I've had planned and this is what we're going to do. So, I am now going to present a disclaimer that this video is for adults only. Let's show that now. Great. So, now that that's out of the way, you know this is for adults. It will be edited. Let's have something else to look at here. Let's go to preferences. Right. Okay, that's good. That's good. We're obviously going to turn the music volume up just ever so slightly. So, let's begin, shall we? Start telling this story. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Yet as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. At least, that's what most people say. Then what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Oh, Dad. Every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there's something really important you should know, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges he may have to face. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say. Oh, this is me now. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a young child, I have been interested in martial arts. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination, and I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Takahiro. Gushiken Takahiro. We'll go with that. A 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me bragging. I am actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career at an international level. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country in a sport that I loved. But the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside of my window. Koyomi. Okay, that's a girl. Oi, Taku-kun! Get your butt in gear! Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi. Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed towards the front door to let her in, when I realized that I was still in my pajamas. Hold on a second, Koyomi. I gotta grab my shoes before we head off to school. Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mom? For a moment, my eyes drifted downward, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance as I marched back towards my room. Bah! There's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. That only happened once. You know very well it was super hot that night, and geez, warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot. Bakuda. You don't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead. Oh, that's me. Whoops. This is going to be a common theme. You don't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead. No, stop. Don't make me kick your ass. I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants. When you're done teasing her, you pull your pants off, sunshine. Proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted. You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours? It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain so calm with an international career at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I hadn't made it up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. Oh right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches and you kick butt. And of course, if you're really worried, you can always pray. Pray? What, don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school legends, apparently. There's some shrine out in the forest that if you pray at it, it brings you good luck. Ikisawa-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam, and she got a perfect score. A shrine that is said to bring you good luck. Sounds like bogus to me, but at this point I'm willing to try anything, I guess. Damn it, that's me again. I'll ask Look, I do know how to pronounce a lot of Japanese names. I'm not entirely racist. I'll ask Ichiwawa-san about the location. Ichikawa. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not really in the mood to get lost in the forest and end up on a modern-day Tarzan. Well, whatever you do, go looking, at least send me a message and let me know. And will you hurry up? We're gonna be late again. A hero is never too early, nor are they too late. They arrive precisely when they're needed. It's wizard. You're trying to say wizard here. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry. Aha! See? Ooh, that spiked. Kaomi knows her stuff. That's a wizard, not a hero, genius. How can one person be such a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time? Let's not forget the Casanova Man of the Year candidate bits. They're important details. I doubt you'd qualify for either of them, Pajama Boy. Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. To school! Ugh, nerd. Several hours later. Ellipsis. Longer ellipsis. Even longer ellipsis. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine Kiyomi mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for the day, so once the people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring you good luck? Oh, no. Let me guess. You want to date her? Well, even though I have to admit she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Not to mention, you're not her type. I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. You can keep your sister to yourself. Jokes aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo. Well, she said something about being near a river, and, quite high up, to be honest. I wasn't paying much attention when she was going on about it. I mean, she was wearing this top, and it was tight, and I was... woo! That's gross, dude. Stop. Really. I seriously don't need to hear the details, and I doubt anyone else is interested. So, do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine? Are you guys talking... Oh, wait, there's someone else. Hey, are you guys talking about the shrine out in the forest? The one and only. According to Ichikawa's sister, there's supposed to be one near a river. I don't know about that, but there's this fiery girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more about it. Wait, are you, talking about Ariana-sama? About this tall and ridiculously strong and a little scary? Yeah, that's the one! Oh, in that case, I can still be of help. Takahiro-kun, I know where that place is. Of course you do. We both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I don't think Arya-senpai will appreciate you visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you of what happened last time you tried to peek at her after she finished practice? Blood, sweat, and tears. Shut up! I don't need to peep on the ladies. That's slander. Yeah, I should sue you. I'd never look up Arya-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity. Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet? I've seen a bit of side boob, but the hole I found didn't really get a good view of... There we go. Someone call the cop. Ichikawa's the peeping Tom has confessed. I playfully patted Ichikawa's shoulder as I turned around, grabbing the bag in the process, and prepared to leave. Thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I'll let the judge know we're the most helpful during the interrogation. This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer. Ellipsis. Longer ellipsis. Even longer ellipsis. Once school was over, I decided to take my chances and have a little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me, Arya-senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course, I knew her. She was a judo student just like myself, but for whatever reason, she had been refusing to compete in any tournaments for a while now. Arya-senpai, are you around? I shouted her name as I parked my bike looking for any sign of the girl. What do you think, guys? Can I do Zelda? Hey, follow the shouts and you'll find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Arya, seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motions, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps now was the perfect opportunity to surprise her a little. I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand towards her shoulder. Arya. Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Arya reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Ah! No one sneaks up on the great... Oh, Kunoichi. I know that one. I watch Naruto. No one sneaks up on the great Kunoichi Ara. Ah, Taka boy. I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry. Are you okay? Kunoichi. More like Tasmanian devil. That throw didn't have a shred of mercy in it. There's no mercy in the ring, Taka boy. Better that you learn that now. In 2 weeks' time, let me guess. You want to do some sparring, don't you? Actually, I come here to ask you something. But I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt. Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do with a bit of a break anyway. Where to start? You used to take part in big and important matches in the past, right? Did you ever get nervous before going into the ring? Oh yeah, ha! This one time, I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me outside of the car. Of course, that's when I was like 8. Well, obviously I can't go hide for my match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go and pray it or something. Honestly, at this point, I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little. Taka boy, are you sure about this? You mean the match, of course. Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Arya seemed to think for quite a long time, and all the while tapping her jaw with her finger. Eventually she snapped her fingers and grabbed tight a hold of me. All right, I'll tell you the way to the shrine. I know, but it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and a bob of your head. You need to give something at the shrine. Something of value. I guess I'll have to think of something before we get there. Thanks, Senpai. I appreciate that for the help. We? Oh, no, Taka boy. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get there, but you'll be on your own. You're not tagging along? Not even for a little while? Afraid so, Taka boy. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw that map for you. After Arya's return, quick preparations were made, and I followed the direction noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint how to find my way back in case I got lost was a bit sketchy. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled among the trees, and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Arya's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so, I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seemed surprisingly well made, and to be in the middle of nowhere it made me wonder if someone could be secretly living there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master. The thought of a hermit living and hiding within the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I sighed in annoyance at that fact, and aside from the shrine itself, the ground surrounding it seemed to be completely abandoned, and there was no way anyone could be living there. For the time being, I decided to focus on a reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage and approached the building. Once Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts in the back of the room. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I had been given. Putting it inside my bag, I approached the altar. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do much good in a match like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for things like that in martial arts. Judo is all about using knowledge you have gained through training. Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. There was simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly, this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits. Nothing more, nothing less. How? Let's try a voice I hadn't used yet, shall we? How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstitions, and yet he stands here, like, surrounded by the very thing he denounces. Upon hearing the voice, I looked around trying to find the source, but no one was to be seen. Who's there? Quit the cliched question, like, but the right thing to ask is, where am I? Duh. What are you talking about? Show yourself. Not yet. Like, entertain me for a little while longer, would you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here if, like, you didn't believe in things such as luck? I came here to prepare myself. Oh, do enlighten me about, like, what this something might be that you, like, are preparing yourself for. I felt a little bit annoyed about the question continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I'd be able to find out where she was hiding. I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match. Judo? Like, what is that? Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art. Oh, so you're a warrior. Hesitant to go into battle and came here in hopes of finding the resolve to fight. I'm not sure about the warrior part. How fortunate. It just so happens there's need for one of your kind. My kind? A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. Like, every great hero must sacrifice something in return. Sounds like what the others you mentioned. Your version sounds better, though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along, clap my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something? Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. For you, the sacrifice will be like something of much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you. As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated. The moment that girl's word reached my ears, my head was spinning. Wildly, slowly, I staggered back, collapsing onto my back. As my vision grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard. Good luck, hero. You're going to need it. Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl. The sight of horns and a tail left many questions. Before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness. Ellipsis. Longer ellipsis. Even longer ellipsis. Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life. A groan of annoyance left my mouth while I tried to get back on my feet. Damn, I hope that line wasn't important. I felt a bit dizzy, and then the first thing I noticed was that it was no longer at the shrine. Instead, it looked like the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from here, but no trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby. Oh, God. Look, some voices are gonna repeat. Get back here! Hikagi! Stop him at once! Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing and trying to stop them! Nah, ha, 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 ha. I think they noticed what I'm missing. Ha. Oni-sama. That's hard to sing song, okay? Keep running, little one, and we might just make it. Oh, the music stopped. Just when I thought the day couldn't get any weirder, the sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby. What in the world is going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit. Even more girls. However, there was something off about the scene. Something that didn't make any sense. The girls being chased had the ears and tails of an animal, and the pursuers appeared to be armed with katana and naginata. You conniving fox, come back here at once and return what you stole immediately. Give me back my panties! Hikagi! How could you say something out loud like that? Ha 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 ha! Panties, panties! No one, oh no, help save us from the rampaging women. As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to leave them be. While I didn't know what in the world was going on, the two girls armed with rather realistic-looking props, surely they couldn't be real, had me worried. I could very well call myself a hero if something like that was going by without acting. I'm going to regret this. Mumbling in annoyance, I chased after the girls. Hikagi, go around to the left! Right! I said left! Why do you always undermine me? Oh, I wasn't saying right. I was, never mind. Just run after them. As I chased the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path. Oni-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit... Just a little longer, Mako-chan. We're almost... Mako! Not that, not now. Sorry, Oni-sama. Scissor attack! I arrived just in time to find the scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with blonde hair had collapsed, held in her companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls was approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artist would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them. We've got you now, thieves. I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town if you... and have you put you in the stocks. Maybe I'll even know how it feels. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on. Yeah, although I might admit having a breeze down there does feel kind of nice. Keeps me feeling fresh and tingly. Hikagi, goodness, do you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments, stolen, and these two criminals being brought to justice. Oni-sama, it hurts. My head hurts. Shh, we're going to be okay, little one. Hey guards, if you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then catch. Stop right there! However, before I was unable to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something in the air. Whatever it was, flying straight towards my head, the two samurai girls intentionally grew flustered. I can't see who the hell tosses a... Peeling the item from my face, I raised the item looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape. A pink bra and lacy panties. Oh boy, I knew this wasn't going to end well. Hey, you there! Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes? And hand those back immediately. Those are evidence of a crime, not for anyone else to twitch. Drop the panties right now! I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into a shish kebab. What? No. Shut up. Just drop the evidence and walk away. I'm Tushino Miko, chief of the village guards, and I'm ordering you to drop what you're holding right now. I don't know any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that and wielding a katana. More importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure you should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but... Hey-ya! Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of Nagatana had aimed at my gut. My reflexes caught it just in time, and I was able to palm away the spear as it sailed through the air. I struck upward on the wooden shaft of the weapon, sending it into the air, causing the girl to lose her balance. Naomi, did I order you to attack? Fine, I'll give them back. Jeez. Just my luck to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons. Extending the hand that held the umpies, I tried to hand them over, something that would have soon end up regretting. Ha! You think I'll fall for something so simple? Fool! Bakura! You might have fooled me once, but I'll never let that happen again. The woman swung her weapon wide, arching with a thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She lunged forward and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around behind my back and leaving me with sore ribs in a prone position. I could have fought back, but I figured I'd only lead to more fighting, with the possibility of ending up stabbed, so I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly. Your methods might be crude, but they could result, Takagi. Tie him up. We'll bring him for questioning. He probably knows who those pesky thieves are hiding. Right. And the people why criminals want to resist arrest at all cost. And the people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest. I mumbled this weakly as the girl was with Naginata tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo towards the city. Surely once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and let me go, right? As much as you like to fool around, I have more important things to do. The city? We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in our village cells, thief. Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim, first. I get undies tossed in my face. Then, I have to deal with physical abuse. And now these accusations. Besides, there's no village around these parts. It's a city, you know. Tashuno Toshi. Silence, Higuchi. If he speaks again before we get to the village, he'll have my permission to knock him unconscious. Souvenir tyrant. Heh, that's funny. And that's how I ended up on my way to the jail cell, cuffed and dragged by the two girls started to suspect we're crazy. And that's where we're going to wrap up our first episode. So I will see you guys next time when we continue this zany, wacky story. And I will have forgotten all the voices I used, except for the main character, because that's me. And we will make up new ones, because that's how it goes. There will be no consistency. I'll see you guys later. Peace.